Do you want to paint a snowman? I'll show you how to paint a snowman. Hi, I'm Andrew. We're going to be drawing Olaf from Frozen. His head is a diamond shape with kind of a blunt end, and he's stacked on two marshmallows, one small marshmallow shape and then a larger marshmallow. And then he has two mini marshmallows for feet. So we're going to sketch him out with pencil. So just draw the small marshmallow. We're going to sketch him out in pencil, and then we're going to be using the cheapo watercolor paints that you get with kind of a set and a brush. But Olaf's really simple. He's got stick hands. It doesn't really need to be that accurate. Nobody's going to say he doesn't have a hand that looks like that. Just draw a stick and then big round eyes. He's got very, very large pupils. And he's got stick eyebrows and stick hair coming out of the top of his head. And then he's got a giant smile, pretty much covers most of his face, and then kind of bucktooth grin, and three chunks of coal, very angular shapes. And so now we're basically done with drawing him. I'm going to thicken up the sticks now. I just kind of sketched a basic where I want them to go, but now I'm adding some thickness to them. I'm just using a cheap normal pencil, nothing special here, and I'm just drawing on normal 8.5 by 11 printer paper. Thicken up his eyebrows. Since they're sticks, there is some thickness to them. And these are the paints that I'm using. As you can see, I'm actually using my kids' paints. But you can get some good results with them, and they're easy and cheap. When I'm painting this for my daughters, they absolutely love Frozen, as I'm sure most little girls, and my son likes Frozen a lot too. So Olaf is one of their favorite characters just because he's fun. And so to paint Olaf, he really is white with shades of gray, and so just add a little bit of black to the white paint, and then when you paint it on, it's going to look a lot darker than when it dries, so just be ready for that. And the gray paint just adds depth and shadow, so it gives you the impression that he's three-dimensional. Otherwise, it would just look very flat. And you want to start with lighter colors and then go darker, because you can always add more paint, but you can't really take it off, especially with watercolors. You only go darker from where you are, not lighter. So just keep that in mind. And it's all of the light, as you can see, is on the right side. It's on the top of his face, and so all the rest of his face is in the shadow, and then it's beaming from the right, so all the shadows on the lower half of his body are on the bottom left side. And so we'll have the heavier shadows on the far left and the lighter shadows kind of closer to the light side, and that'll give you the impression or the look that he is round and has some depth. I mean, you can just sketch him out and not do this process, but it really takes it up a few levels. And if you've never painted like this, you can always just practice and do multiples. It's pretty cheap to paint this way. Here we're doing the pupils, and we're just using straight black paint. He just has jet black eyes, no gradient, no shading there. And then also the kohl is, there's basically three shades in the kohl. There's dark black, light gray, and then kind of in between. So you can get away with just doing two. But you want to go slightly darker than the rest, but we'll get back to that. We added some depth to his eyes, and I added some shadow for the carrot. It was too dark, and so I just used my finger. If you're quick, you can just wipe it off and it won't be a problem. Now I'm adding the darker shade to the top of the kohl, the part of the kohl that's more in the light, just like on the parts of his body. The left side is in the shadow. The bottom left of the kohl is also in the shadow. Now we're going to do his stick arms. He's a pretty simple character, not too difficult. You really just want to get the basic shapes. Okay, we're done with the sticks. So now we're going to paint his carrot nose. I'm trying to get a good color on there. These paints can get messy, so just wipe off the layer that you have. I'm trying to get to the good bright orange. I'm not really having much luck. So I'm going to switch to a different set of paints. There we go. That's a lot better. So there's two shades of orange on the carrot. Again, darker on the bottom. And so you can go back and do layers. I'm going to add a little bit of brown. I'm mixing it on a different piece of paper. I'm adding the brown to the lower side so that it has kind of a darker look to it, an orangish brown. That gives the again the idea of a shadow. So now I'm just going to do some touch up on the shadows. And I think he's done. I like it this way. But I am going to get a Sharpie marker and outline all of the hard edges. You can either leave it this way. I personally like it this way, but I can't tell how well it's going to look on camera. So I'm just going to outline it, give it some pop. If I added a background, then I wouldn't need to do this because it wouldn't just be a white background, but because it's white, and it makes him stand out a little more. So on all the hard edges, on all the hard lines, just draw black if you want to do this. So basically separate his head from his body and separate each marshmallow parts from his body, and also the sticks. And that just brings it out, as you can tell probably already, just pops a lot more. And that's it. Hopefully you had fun drawing your own. And let me know in the comments below if there's any other pictures you want me to draw or paint. And please rate and comment and subscribe if you want more fun drawing videos. Thanks. Have a great day. You might also want to check out my other video where I draw Elsa. I just use color pencils for that one, but it's still fun. So you can just click on the picture and it'll take you right to it.